And we are live. Hey guys, welcome to the Superherocuts podcast where we talk all things Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. I'm joined by my boy Jerry, aka Comic Cuts. Bro, how are you doing today?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Good, man. How was your holiday, man?
It was good, man. It's been good. Spending time with the family has been nice. Having some time off finally, which is nice too. How about you?
Good, bro. Definitely a well needed break, man. Like we've been going hard, so it was good to get a couple, days to kind of rest. But now we back. He said
Yep.
not the do rag. It's a
Yeah.
bandana, bro. I do have a gold do rag though in my drawer, but that's for when we have a low cut. You know what I mean, we have high hair, you don't cut it, you don't wear a do rag. But yeah, bro, happy to be here, man. I'm happy to record. A lot of stuff has come out, so I'm ready to dig in and talk about it. So I want to start right off, but before we get into this, right? This is our last stream of the year, last stream of 2024. What a heck of a year it has been. We went from getting talking about Kang the Conqueror and RDJ got announced as Doctor Doom, bro. It's been a wild year. I mean, we got the Superman trailer. It's been a crazy year, bro. So I mean, cheers to another year of doing content in this YouTube game, and we just going to keep going. And 2025, as me and Jerry talk about, we think this is going to be our breakout year for real because there's so many projects coming out, and obviously 2026 is going to be crazy, but next year is going to be fun, bro. It's going to be a fun year. So I'm ready to get it. So okay, now the Batman 2. So the Batman 2 got delayed until October 1st, 2027. This was announced a few days ago, and a lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people were upset. A lot of people were confused. Why? Now, Jerry, I know you, and you told me this, so I know. I know you have a lot to say about this, and I know you probably done your research as well. So, how do you feel about the Batman 2 being, delayed, and what's your view on all of this stuff that's going on?
You know, I'm not like as pissed as everyone else. I'm really not. It's disappointing. I can't wait for the Batman Part 2, but like the movie's coming. We're going to see the movie. It was way worse when No Time to Die was about to release during COVID, and they were like, we're delaying it another year. And like it kept getting delayed and delayed when it was already supposed to have been released. I think it would be different if it was like supposed to be releasing in the next couple months and they were like another year delay and then another year delay. But like we have so many big movies coming out next year that the fact that everyone's like going nuts over the delay on the Batman Part 2, like the movie's coming, bro. Relax. It's going to come. It's going to be great. And just chill out. I really don't understand everyone throwing a temper tantrum over this movie being delayed. Like it would be one thing if we weren't getting a packed 2025 and 2026, but like we have so much fire coming, and like we really haven't had a bad Batman movie since Mr. Freeze was the villain, and I don't think that's a coincidence.
Bro will always find a way to throw a shot at
Yeah,
Mr.
you
Freeze.
know. So
Hilarious.
listen, I'm super pumped for the Batman Part 2. I think it's gonna be an absolute banger. Yeah, I'm disappointed, but like I'm definitely not tweeting like, yo, you guys need to make this movie right now. Like, chill out, bro. This isn't a drive-through window. Relax with the demands, okay?
Yeah, bro. Like from this situation, it has showed how entitled fans are, bro. Like they be talking crazy, bro, to these people. So I do think this does suck, and what makes it worse is like it isn't an active universe right now, so we're going to fill this weight. And now that Penguin dropped, right? Like that's what I think really boosted everybody's excitement for the Batman 2 because Penguin was so good. Now, like if Penguin maybe dropped like December 2025 going into 2026, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't have tripped because what I mean, if we got Penguin content, then it wouldn't have felt long. But since it came out, so early, it just makes the blow kind of even just it just makes it suck. It makes it suck.
Yeah,
So
I I do think that part of what's going on with the script has to do with the Penguin, because I think the Penguin was so successful, and it brought in so many new viewers that probably never seen the Batman and then went and watched it after, like my father. Well, he hasn't actually watched it yet, but I know he's going to. And now they have to pay a lot more attention to those fans for the Batman Part 2. So, I already think this is like the most realistic Batman we're ever going to have. And I think that they might even take that a bit further because of the success of the Penguin.
Exactly. And bro, I still think this movie is going to do great in box office because it's the Batman. And the thing is, James Gunn did say that Brave and the Bold will not be delayed, which a lot of people keep holding on to, but that means nothing right now because Brave and the Bold doesn't even have a release date. So, we don't really know when Brave and the Bold is coming out. The only project that's Batman related that's slated is obviously the Kate
Batman.
was it's the Robin one, the Robin animated film that's coming out, and I think that's 2028. So that's the only like related Batman content that's been slated to have a date. So, and I want to talk about something else that you talked to me about as well that I've really been digging into. You sent me, I think it was the Warner Bros. Stock or something.
Oh yeah.
And the one thing that Jerry was showing me because I was really questioning like why is it that all these animated movies and TV shows are happening. And the one thing that Jerry showed me, and you can obviously dig into this more, but the one thing you were showing me was how, like how their stock has kind of been like dipping a lot, you know what I mean? And with projects flopping as well, money is probably a little tight. And they even might be a little reluctant to, give James Gunn just the full money treatment, which, shows that James Gunn is kind of using the tools that he has where everything's not going to be live action. Did you want to share any more?
Yeah. So I think that first of all, they definitely are waiting to see. You have to understand this. Warner Brothers stock, it has not been doing well, and it hasn't been doing well for a long time. I know they had the Discovery merger, but the Discovery merger caused a ton of new problems for them because they weren't fully transparent about their numbers. There are a ton of lawsuits on it. I don't really want to get into the details because I don't want to get drawn into a suit myself, but you can look it up for yourself. And I think that Superman, like we all knew that everything is riding on Superman. If Superman doesn't do well, like the DCU could die on arrival. It really is a make or break it movie. But there's another factor here. I think they want to see how well Superman does to decide how big they're going to go on budget for other projects. So if Superman does well, maybe the Batman Part 2, it's not DCU, but it's still DC Studios and it's a DC property. But the Batman, also is like, I think it's the most successful. It's at least the most successful movie DC's had in a very long time. So it's definitely a very important movie to them. And, there's a lot of talk about the Batman Part 2 in a lot of different directions. All I'm going to say is that movie is super important to DC Studios because it's the only project they have on their slate that's proven. Nothing else has seen the light of day other than a trailer. And one thing that a lot of people won't say, or they're not smart enough to pick up on, is, and I'm not saying Superman doesn't have a lot of hype, but views online don't equal box office sales. Anyone could watch a 2-minute clip online for free, especially when the ads are being boosted. It's very different when it comes to buying tickets and going to the theaters. So you can't use those numbers. You can't use those numbers as a precursor to box office sales. They don't translate. It's not an equation. Nobody knows what Superman is going to do in box office. I know, a lot of people are like, oh, Superman's going to do $1 billion based off of the trailer views. Listen, I do think Superman is going to have a strong opening, but it's also possible that the movie, and I do think it's going to be good, but it's still possible that the movie might not be good, or that fans are polarized on it. And if fans are polarized, you know how that works out online. And then you have people that cancel their tickets, and they could have a strong opening weekend and a dip. There's so many things could happen. Nothing is guaranteed. The only tried and true property of DC Studios right now is the Batman. That is it. So that movie is very important to DC Studios. And if you can't see that, you're blind and you're trying to convince yourself or you're lying to yourself, because it is. I don't know how else to say it, but if you don't see it, like I don't even want to have a conversation with you because you're just not a realist.
100%, bro. 100%. And that's the reality. Like, and from us two following this stuff for a long time, saying that a movie's gonna do $1 billion is a really big deal. Like, it's a really big thing to say that a movie's gonna make $1 billion. You know what I mean? Like Deadpool and Wolverine, like that's an easy instant to say that. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Superman, this is a new actor. You know, this is a intro into a new universe. You know, we don't know how much it's going to make. Like, my projection at most is like maybe like half $1 billion, like 500 mil. That's kind of my projection. But I
think that's the baseline. I think it'll do at least 500 mil. But that doesn't mean it's not going to go over $1 billion. I'm just saying, if I were to bet that's the only thing I would bet. I would bet like over under. I would bet over 500 mil. That
exactly. And if it does $1 billion, we will both be shocked on this channel. Like, and it's to the moon, bro. Yeah. Like, for real. So, you know, but I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the Batman 2 being delayed over here, it doesn't really affect us, to be honest. It's whatever. Yeah. Like, and this is what the MCU has really taught me as a fan, bro, is that, you know, I am less obsessed with how fast it gets out. I'm more obsessed with it coming out and being good quality, because pretty much all of Phase 4 with the Marvel was about getting stuff out as fast as possible, and we see where that has gotten us now. You know what I mean? And it's just been a poor job of work, versus where people actually care about the project and they take their time on that project. An example: X-Men 97. You know, Bo DeMaio put his hand and foot in that project, you know what I mean? And we saw the quality of what we got. So that's kind of where I'm at, bro. As long as it's a good movie with you know, the cinematic shots are great, the you know, the lines and the verbiage is good. That's all I care about, bro.
Yeah, me too. And you know, it looks like Marvel still has some painful lessons to learn. You know, there's a lot of times where the lesson presents itself and people refuse to see it, and that's what I think is going on with Marvel. And
yeah, exactly.
I'm so sick of it.
Now, segueing into the next topic, since you had a perfect segue, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Oh, Jerry, that was a perfect segue, bro.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. So the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man trailer dropped yesterday, like actual full trailer. We obviously saw a bunch of, you know, concept arts and stuff like that, but a full actual trailer dropped yesterday. And let's just be honest, guys, the reviews online were very mixed. A lot of people are confused. We were confused until we finally got confirmation of who the characters are. But Jerry, how do you feel about this friendly neighborhood Spider-Man trailer? And by the way, just want to say this friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie is not canon to the MCU at all. So how you feel about it?
It looks so bad. It looks like their priority was, you know, social agenda and not the entertainment. This thing just looks like pure propaganda, okay? And I'm so sick of this nonsense being injected into our entertainment. Like, it's like you're taking these characters that we love and care about, and, you know, instead of giving us entertainment that we want to enjoy, you're taking that moment to exploit our attention to further your political perspectives. And it's just like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, I want to go with some positives I saw, the little that there are.
Positives.
And then, the little positives are, and then some negatives I have. All right. So here's some positives, because I kind of want to give a full detail, because bro, you gotta, like, I gotta be honest, like, bro, like, and I wish Emily could come in here and tell you, Jerry, this trailer really destroyed my mood last night. Like, bro, I was on Fortnite. I could not get any kills. Like, I was getting cooked because I was so upset, because you and I were really excited for this. You know what I mean? And yeah, we were really excited for this show, and this really killed my vibe. So the positives that I do see is, you know, I am excited to see Doctor Strange in this, and I do want to see this Venom thing that they have, because there was a concept art of basically Doctor Strange fighting, you know, Venom and then Peter Parker was like right there. I'm really excited to see how that works. Like, is it Eddie Brock? Is it Harry? That has me very intrigued because you and I have talked about that 1,000 times about how we want, Venom in the MCU, all that. The Future Foundation suit is also dope. I just love Jerry, you got me hooked on that. I love that Spider-Man costume. That's cool. And I also think that this is going to be somewhat of a staple for kids. There's always a Spider-Man show, no matter how good or bad, that kids will always remember. Like for me, it was Ultimate Spider-Man. I also watched Spectacular as well. Like those were just good shows. And I feel like for a lot of kids that are getting into this, like this is a good this is going to be an entry point for a lot of people. Now, the funny thing is, if they watch this show and then they watch like Captain America: Civil War, they're going to be like, "Oh, this isn't the same guy," which would be so dumb. Now, the things I do not like, I dislike the animation. I think it is terrible. The city looks very empty. I also do not like Spider-Man being a streamer and like the fact that he's saying all these Gen Z lines.
Was he the streamer or because
yes, bro. Yeah, Spider-Man's a streamer, and I just don't. I'm not a fan of Spider-Man having all these Gen Z lines. I like the traditional Peter Parker nerd, and it seemed like they're trying to take from like the Bendis Ultimate Spider-Man, where they try to make Spider-Man like relate and seem cool. And obviously, we saw that kind of like done even more in Andrew Garfield, right? Like Spider-Man knows how to skateboard, right? But I'm just not a fan of that. And I also think that Harry Osborn's design is super weird. Now, at first, I didn't think it was that bad because you know what I mean. Like we are in a new era where people like to paint their nails, but they're like heterosexual. So like I didn't. So at first I was like,
wait,
what?
Spider-Man had painted nails?
No. I'm just saying like kids in this era. You know what I'm saying? Like like the young kids like to paint their nails now and all this stuff, but like they not like they don't really swing the other way. So I was like, all right, like what I mean. But then I saw the actual character photo, and when off of the first glance, I thought it was a girl. You know what I mean? And that's where
about Harry Osborn.
Yes. Because
you told me yesterday
because in the trailer it didn't look as bad. But I actually, but bro, there's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man like a poster. You know what I'm saying?
All of them.
Yeah. And when I looked at it, bro, no cap, I thought it was a girl. You know what I'm saying? And and this is where I have a problem because Jerry and I are all for representation in our content. We think it's awesome. And I wasn't mad at the race swaps for Norman and Harry.
That's not my issue.
Yeah, like them being
I always said we had cornrows anyway. Like,
yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, bro, them being African American isn't what makes us mad. But when you go on top of that, and now you're trying to give Harry Osborn female characteristics where his face it looks like he has on foundation. You know what I'm saying? And
the barn and the outfit.
Look, and the hoops aren't like this where they're small. Them hoops are like they come down to like right here, and that's where I have the question: like, yo, what is your intention with doing this? You know what I'm saying?
The bigger problem is that this is for kids.
Yeah, bro. And the whole issue that I have is like, yo, like. Why not just make him a dope looking character? Why does he have to have all these weird, qualities and characteristics? And look, he could go on the show and he could not be like that at all. But like at this point, guys, it's even the look of stuff that I have a problem with, bro, because y'all have been doing these little, drops of political agenda, and you know what I mean, we let a lot of it slide because the movies were pretty darn good. You know what I'm saying?
Which is crazy because we're like, oh, you know what? The propaganda is okay because I enjoyed the movie.
Exactly.
And that really shouldn't be the situation.
Yeah. There shouldn't be any at all. So yeah, man. So I'm not a big fan of of the way they are treating treating Harry Osborn, and people like what's his name, Bo DeMaio.
Yeah,
now he's kind of on the other end because like I don't agree with his final, I guess, thought, but I understand his point to where he's like, yo, like there's other dope, black characters. Why do you gotta make them like I understand what he's saying. I don't agree, but I do feel like trying to feminize, a male character is just not my vibe.
It's interesting because I remember an old friend of mine, black kid, and he was really pissed after Black Panther, and I didn't understand it, and he was like, you have to understand a lot of times they demasculate the black man in entertainment. And he's like, you wouldn't notice it because you're not black, but I do. And I was like, that's an interesting perspective. And he was like, I was like, could you give me an example? And he was like, you remember when T'Challa got his ass beat without the suit? Like that was, I was like, fair, but he also was fighting a black guy. So, but he was like, it's not just this. He's like, just trust me on this. And this is a friend of mine, by the way, who doesn't give a crap about politics. He's over 40 years old. He's never voted in his life. Like, he did not care about it. And another thing he said was they also try to feminize black men too. And, I thought of him when I haven't spoken to him in a while, but I thought of him when I saw this trailer yesterday because the Harry Osborn thing. And you didn't tell me that you agreed with me yet, but I just remembered that last night. And I was like an hour ago, I was watching some of our friend Slav, check him out on X and on YouTube, Slav's Free Talk, friend of the show, great guy. But he was just like, I mean, Harry looks like a chick, like, it's
he looks, bro, like if I were to show my wife right now, dude, she would say this is a girl.
Yeah,
like for real, like
it's weird, and Harry is a big character too, because Harry is not just Peter's friend in Spider-Man canon. Harry has been, most famously known for the Hobgoblin. Recently, he's been Venom. Harry is a major character in Spider-Man's world. And the fact that this is his first MCU appearance is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And bro, it's looking like he's going to be Venom in the MCU show. I mean, that's kind of what, at least to me, from the concept art, he turned it into Venom at school. That's what it seems like to me, right? So if he is going to play such a bigger role, like why would you do this, man? And so that's where I'm a little mad. And then on top of that, right? Like we could have got Spider-Man 97, bro. like for real. I mean, you could have brought that back instead of doing this. You know what I mean? Like more fans are excited about that. And the one thing that Marvel has done, right? I forget who it was, but somebody on X made a really great point. They said that as much as they said as much as Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, right? As like those are one of the greatest, back-to-back films of all time that we have seen. They said, and this was their per perspective. I don't know if I agree with the Avengers part, but they said that this could be the worst thing for those films because of the fact that we got to see the best of what it could be, that every other project that we get that is Avengers will compare this, and it might not ever reach that. And he said the same thing about the Snyder cut, saying that like that cut was so just amazing that we're going to compare it. But when it comes to TV shows, it is true. X-Men 97 was a banger, bro. Like it is one of the best animated seasons of a show that we have seen in our entire life. And to come out of that with this, and not to mention What If, which is crapping the bed as well. I heard that the season finale is gas, but I am watching now and I'm just not into it.
I'm just gonna skip the finale because it's so episodic and like individualized.
Yeah, the whole exile thing I'm not really feeling that much. But the reality is that when you come out with content like X-Men 97, you have to bring the fire. And you giving us this. Looks like a freaking computer world, bro.
The two things I did think were cool were, I gotta say, I like the suit with the cords and the jersey and the hockey pads. That is hard. I also thought the Future Foundation suit looked great. But I agree with what you said. Like Norman Osborn giving the Future Foundation suit defeats the entire purpose of the Future Foundation suit. It's like They're putting it there because they think it looks cool, and they think, I guess, hardcore Spider-Man fans or comic fans who've actually read the Future Foundation series are going to appreciate it. But how are we going to appreciate it when you botched the origin of the suit? You fucking assholes.
Yeah.
I was gonna hold it back. I'm like, no,
it's all good. It's all good.
You deserve it. You deserve to be cooked for the show. And you know what? I hope conservatives on social media find out about this, because they know how to win culture wars. And I hope they take issue with this thing because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So yeah. Now with that, right? I have to give this because the funny thing about this show, this show's with the trailer kind of being trash. Every show has the potential to surprise us until we see the actual thing, right? You know, we thought Echo was gonna be trash. Wasn't that bad. Finale's trash, but whatever. You know, when it comes to Agatha, a lot of people love to trash Agatha, but people watched it. It's one of the most viewed Disney Plus shows of all time.
True.
You know what I mean? And you know, like we can hip and moan about it, but it was a really popular show, and a lot of people loved it. Now, I've been kind of thinking about this because you know we're getting Ironheart and all these other shows, right? The best possible situation. Now, what I think should happen, I would love for them to just cancel all these projects. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, bro, I think that the relationship that they have with, like, even if, like, obviously, if you cancel these projects, the relationships you have with the people that develop them could be ruined, right? I think those relationships are worth losing than losing your fans. That's just my opinion. I would love to cancel a lot of these projects that are just going to be mid and just focus on movies and focus on your more popular heroes, right? Like focus on Daredevil, Born Again, focus on Captain America 4, focus on Fantastic Four. Like, do that. Now, on the other hand, the best possible scenario, Jerry, is us fans saying, wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It's all right. Because that's like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel, I wasn't expecting it to be good. I was like, that's a good show. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best possible.
I love Miss Marvel.
Same here. That's the best possible era. So
yeah. So by the way, if you want to complain that we just hate diversity and all that stuff, we love Miss Marvel. And you know, I've posted that I think Iman Vellani is one of the best castings in the MCU of all time. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're smart. We pick and choose our stuff where we criticize it. And I'm sorry, but if you could look at this trailer and not be like, okay, that, you know, they have a point, like, you're lying to us and you're definitely lying to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's just whack. It's trash. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know, and look, Jerry and I, you guys know we love the MCU, but we will call it out whenever it's doing something weird. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is, man. Like, we will defend when we have to defend when it comes for a time to defend, but this ain't right, man. This ain't right. So hopefully they pull a Sonic and they make those changes. Hopefully we can see something else.
The thing is, you know, I do think they had a really poor budget because when you look at if you look at Spider-Man or early Grand Theft Auto games, and you look at the city, there's not a lot going on compared to modern games. And that's because the graphics and the computer processors of that day and age couldn't handle all the pedestrians and cars and couldn't really handle a bustling city. And the fact that the city was basically completely empty makes me think they couldn't afford animating a lively city for the show. And if they couldn't afford to animate a lively city for the show, it tells you a lot about the development of the show. Yeah, like, why do it? You know what I mean? Why do it at that point? So, all right, let's read some chats. Not the durag. My own Clippers hurt me, bro. That's what happened. I still like everyone else. Think Reeves Batman. I still like everyone else thinks that the Reeves Batman will be the DCU Batman. Well, James Gunn said that this Batman isn't canon to the DCU, so I'm kind of cooked on that one. I'm gonna be real. I don't care about Pattinson as Batman anymore. I want Brave in the Bold. Yeah, bro. With it being delayed at this point, I understand. I don't care about this delay as long as Brave and the Bold is not delayed because of it, right? And we don't even have a day for it. Pattinson is the best Batman in my opinion, but I do not want him as the DCU Batman, and I'm completely centered towards Brave and the Bold. Hey, I understand that. James Gunn's fault. Javier De La Cruz, how is it James, or his name is probably Javier? Javier, why is it James Gunn's fault? I'm just hoping we don't have to wait until 2030 or beyond for Brave and the Bold. That's what I'm worried about because I've been waiting for a proper Robin done right in live action for a while. Brother, you and me both, man. Love Robin. 2030 would be crazy. That would be bad. That would be really bad. Anybody that's glazing about the Batman Part 2 don't care about the DCU. They're only interested in Pattinson. That's definitely not true, bro. Yeah, that's not true.
true.
I am super pumped for both.
Yeah, same here. There's a 500. Yeah, there is. Yeah. Me and Jerry talked about that last week. There's a $500 bet between Josh from the Deners and the other guy his name is Brandon Brandon something. But he's from Phase Hero. That's guy he's betting with, which is funny. And Jerry, which one do you think will make more, Superman or Fantastic Four?
It's a really tough one.
It's really not fair because Fantastic Four has more star power.
Yeah, but Superman does have a lot of hype, and it is
true. But like, if this Fantastic Four trailer hits, bro, they could be something special.
Yeah, we'll
it
see.
could really be something special.
It's tough to say. If I had to guess, I would probably say Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
just
same here.
The fact that it's Marvel. It's the Fantastic Four. Like Stevie said, there is star power. But I'll tell you this, I wouldn't put my own money on that bet.
Yeah, bro, I wouldn't be look, dude, I wouldn't be shocked if Superman did cook and just become the biggest superhero film of the year. I wouldn't be mad at that. Another movie I think is going to shock people is Brave New World, because a lot of people haven't talked about that. And another movie that isn't being talked about enough, which I'm scared about, is Thunderbolts. Not being talked about enough.
Yeah.
The trailer is great, but the stuff. Oh, you're talking about Spider-Man. Yeah, true. Bad. It's really bad. The Spider-Man freshman year looks so meh, and I'm not the only one who noticed the propaganda. Normally, I don't like talking politics, but if something is agenda-driven, I'll call it out. Same way, bro. Same way. We don't come here to talk politics at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have our own separate lives where him and I might talk about it outside of this, but we come to this show. Exactly. We come here to talk about
when you have people who just like it's a Spider-Man show. It's not like it's so ridiculous, you know. It's so ridiculous.
100%, bro.
These people, they can't help themselves. And if you disagree with them putting propaganda in entertainment, you're like a fascist to them. It's crazy.
Let me just tell you guys an example, right? So we have a page called Superherocuts, and I did a video on Wicked, right? Because I'm a musical guy, like fan of them. And basically, I was saying how I think Wicked set the standard for what book adaptations movies should be. You know what I'm saying? Because of what they did. I mean, they literally took the book and put it into a movie, and it was darn near perfect. You know what I mean? And bro, I even said in the video myself that Marvel and DC should take notes, right? And the dude called me anti-gay, anti-people, anti-everything. Mind you, like, bro, off of talking about a movie. This is the world that we're in, guys. This is the world that we're in. So, you know, like, we try to keep it like super, you know what I mean, chill here, but sometimes we're ready to be drawing. How do you go from everyone getting hyped about Spider-Man 97? Bro, Spider-Man 97 would have been fire, bro. They slept. But, you know what I mean? I even have fears for X-Men 97 too, because the writers for What If are doing that show. It isn't Bo DeMaio, who actually cares about the content. So, yeah. Oh, God, that's Harry. I didn't even... Bro, yes. So, everybody thought Harry was the football player, but that's actually Tombstone. You know what I mean? That's not even... So, it's a whole different character. I'm so tired of What If. What If is the same thing every episode. It's the MCU 1999, but with alternate events. X-Men 97 was amazing, but it truly wasn't. Yeah, bro. And the thing about it that I don't like is that, so Jerry, did you hear about, so the writer of What If said himself that he didn't know that the X-Men and Fantastic Four were accessible.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's a cop-out. That's a lie, dude. He's lying. He's lying, bro.
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on there, but I could also see it be a terrible lack of communication too.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because Comics Explain Comedy. He was like, "Dude, you had them for 5 years." Like the really. Oh gosh. Movies should be live action, while Disney Plus should be Elseworld. Wouldn't be a bad thought. They could revive the canceled Avengers Earth Might is Here. Bro, that's a great idea. Season 3 and 4. I love Earth Mightiest Heroes, bro. Revive Iron Man Armored Adventures. What? Spider-Man Unlimited. Yo, those are some great shows. Great shows. Man, y'all the goats. Eye of Evil, appreciated, my brother.
Thank you.
IEO, yeah. If I had to bet between Supes and Fantastic Four, I'm choosing Superman. Superman is just too iconic to casuals, while Fantastic Four has never been popular to casual normies who only watch movies. Bro, I feel you, but they have Pedro Pascal, bro.
Yeah, there's also a lot of people that are rooting for Superman to fail.
Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people.
It could go either way. Those people are not bright, and there's something called the Streisand effect. I think it was about like Barbara Streisand, who's like a famous singer, actress, whatever. She's older, but she like did something to her house at one point, and people were talking about it, and like she didn't want them to talk about it. And I forget exactly what she did, but like I think she, asked the media to not talk about it or something like that. And once she did that, everyone spoke about it. And it was like, so they call it the Streisand effect. When you try to make something not happen and you bring attention to it, a lot of times it creates the opposite effect. And this is like almost adjacent because it's not an exact one-to-one analogy. But my point is, when you have like Aaron Fisher and, like these like crazy, all they do is tweet, James Gunn this, James Gunn that, James Gunn breathed today, he's an evil person, all day long. And they're talking about Superman. What actually happened is Superman is now going to trend higher. More people are talking about it. And the thing about social media is that hate and all of that, at the end of the day, the metrics are the metrics, like, so for example, if Superman got 25 million views and 5 million of them are from haters, it doesn't matter that 5 million from them are from haters. Still got 25 million views. So hate counts the same as love on social media.
Yeah. Excuse me. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Man, F the propaganda. Why would they let Peter do that lame deuces scene? Bro, that's what I'm saying. It's just it's so cringe, bro. It's so cringe. It's whack. Lobo. Let me see. I think that's next on our list. Let me see. Yeah, that is next on our list, bro. We're gonna talk about that. I refuse to believe that the Fantastic Four will do better than freaking Superman. I'm sorry. I'm excited for both, but it's not that well-known IP, bro. I know a lot of people. I think everybody knows about the Fantastic Four, bro. Not gonna hold you. Yeah. And plus, as I said, you got a star-studded cast too, bro. It's a whole different thing. But with that being said, Superman can still cook, bro, regardless. Because it's Superman.
Yeah. All right. It can go either way. Like I said, I wouldn't put my own money on that bet either way.
Yeah. You just don't know. You just don't know. It all depends on what these trailers do. And like, if this Fantastic Four trailer is buns, is it might still be a box office success because it's Marvel, but it ain't gonna be what they thought it was gonna be. So all right. Now, next on our list is Jason Momoa. So Jason Momoa is cast as Lobo for Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie. Jason Momoa made a pretty cool post about it. And I'm pretty sure it was a quote of him saying like he wasn't playing Lobo or something. And then the comment he posted like they finally called, you know what I mean? Which was super awesome. James Gunn ended up tweeting about it as well. A lot of fans are excited. Jerry, how do you feel about Jason Momoa being cast as Lobo?
Lobo is cool. I like him. I'm not crazy about him. I think that most people are crazy about him because of the fan casting, like of Jason Momoa. I think most people who are like hyped about this have never read a comic with Lobo in their life. And it's like, I don't know. I just think there's a bunch of posers, but whatever. It's cool. I think Jason Momoa is going to crush this role. It's like perfect for him. So yeah, but like, am I super excited about it? Like, oh my God, give me Lobo. No, I don't care like that.
Yep. I feel you, bro. So with Lobo, he's big in the DC animation game. So I'm pretty sure he was either in Justice League Unlimited or the Superman show. I forget which one, but that's where I first saw him. You know what I mean? And Lobo was kind of this like really cool dude on a motorcycle that can go from planet to planet. Like, you know what I mean? And that's kind of where the Lobo. Yeah, because he's cool. He's a really cool character, which is where I think like the love, and that's where like a lot of loves for these DC characters coming because a lot of people grew up on these shows.
Right.
And that's why, like, sometimes, like, where did the love come from? Like, oh, they were on here, like, I think that Lex Luthor is going to get a lot of love, bro.
Yeah.
In the DCU, like, I think that he's going to be loved, like, what's his name? Like, who's the one? Like, I think Lex Luthor will be loved like Loki is in the MCU. Because a lot of people grew up with just seeing Lex all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I think Lex is going to be bigger than that. I really do. I think Lex Luthor
Loki's
is just
big,
like,
Loki's
yeah,
big.
bro.
Loki's universal now, dude. I don't know. Like, Loki's a really big character now, bro. That show made him like,
but
massive.
Before the MCU happened, you wouldn't be able to say you knew Loki was going to be big. The fact that you already know Lex Luthor is going to be big and he's going to be a major character in the DCU and he has that bigger backlog and more significant of a role in the comics universe. I just think that Lex Luthor, like, bro, when it's all said and done, I don't think you're going to be able to compare the two. I really don't.
We'll see. But Nicholas Hoult looks great, and I think he's going to put on a heck of a performance. Maybe his best of all time, honestly, at this point.
Oh, and I love that he had a gun. Okay, we got to see more guns in this stuff.
It felt very James Bond, like bad guy-esque, right?
Yeah, bro. That shot looked straight out of
that Jones hard. That Jones hard.
No Time to Die scene when Bond went to the Spectre party with
that Jones hard. That Jones hard. Yeah. So I feel the same way about the whole Lobo thing. I mean, look, I feel like a lot of people complain whenever a fan cast happens. It's like, bro, he's the best guy to play the part. I mean,
he is, but I just think that fan castings are so annoying. I don't know. I think like one fan cast gets popular, and next thing you know, you have a bunch of sheep that are pushing the same exact thing, and it's like it gets annoying. I don't know. I don't like herd mentality.
Yeah, for sure. See, I think fan casting is fun because I always have fan castings in my mind. You know what I mean? But I think that when it comes to this one, and look, most fan castings you don't even want to happen, but I do think with this one, there's a few that I'm with. Aldous Hodge as Black Up with a BP, make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Aldous Hodge is who?
Oh, sorry, BP, Black Panther. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you were going to say T'Challa, and then everyone's like, "What?"
Sorry, BP. Yeah. Like that's one that I'm behind. You know what I mean? Jason Momoa is Lobo. He's not like a big character, but it's just going to be cool to see him. He's going to appear a few times. It's not serious. But also something that also came to my mind too, bro, is James Gunn said that when he met with Cavill about him not being Superman, he said that him and Cavill talked about a role for him to come back to. If they did that for Jason, don't be shocked if you see Cavill in these next, maybe after this 10 years is over, he might come back as a bad guy or something. You know what I mean? Like, James Gunn's a man of his word, bro.
Yeah, if they were going to bring Cavill back, I would say do it now just to get the Snyder fans to shut up.
Imagine if you made him like Darkseid or something. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Or
Brainiac. I do think if they brought back Cavill now, like, I think that the Snyder cultists would turn on Cavill the same way they turned on.
That would be crazy. Oh yeah, he turned on Snyder. Yeah.
Well, they turned on David Ayer because David Ayer said he was excited for the Superman movie, and they sent him on the live thread.
Right? Didn't they run him off of X?
So, bro, they've been hashtagging for this guy for years.
You heard me? Didn't they run him off of X too? Right?
Yeah, that's why he left.
That's nuts. That's nuts, bro. All right, but yeah, all in all, we're happy about it. We like I think Supergirl. I think attaching a name like this is going to bring more fans to watch this. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I think this is a W. I'm just not like as like I'm happy about it, but I'm not like over the moon. Yeah.
Oh, we said at the same time. There we go. I also think that it's funny too because Supergirl comes out the day after. Or not the day, the month after Doomsday. That's also going to be very funny.
Oh, dude, that's a bad move.
They should move it back a few months.
Yeah, that's a really bad move.
Yeah, because Doomsday comes out in May, come out June.
I saw someone say that they're going to push Fantastic Four a few weeks back
to November, right? Because of Superman.
Bro, that's crazy.
I heard about that too.
I didn't hear November. I saw a couple weeks.
No, I saw November.
Damn.
Because they're saying they want to do they want to do it like the beginning of November to feed into the Thanksgiving family. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is smart from the start.
But that's the thing. That's not the real
Oh,
reason.
oh yeah, it's because they
part of the reason, but we all know it's because of Superman.
Heck yeah. I mean, most families who have families of 4 or 5, they can only afford one a month. You know what I mean? One movie a month. So the Fantastic Four would be smart to move that.
Yeah. I was listening. I think I told you I was listening to Jeff Snyder. By the way, I didn't realize it's his podcast, but he has a podcast with some other dude. It's called The Hot Mic, and he was talking about superhero movies, and like he was like, a lot of the reason that these superhero movies do such high box office numbers, and I thought of you because he was like, you got a lot of these fans that go see the movie 10 times, and I know you do that like every time.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude. I literally saw so I saw Sonic earlier today.
Oh, how was
it? Dude, amazing.
I haven't seen any of them.
Amazing. You don't even have to watch the first two to go in and see it, bro. It's just a fun watch. Yeah, Sonic is funny. Jim Carrey is just a nut. Oh my god, bro.
I love Jim Carrey.
Bro. So
He's
there's a scene.
Actor I ever had.
Really, bro. So
when
there's a scene.
Up, he was like the king, bro. Liar, The Mask.
Yeah, he got some bangers, bro.
Dumber. All of
it. Yeah, bro. So there's this scene right where they got to bring into this top government secret thing, and he's playing himself and his granddad as well. And so they walk into this vulture room with all these like lasers on them, and he made these suits to wear like they don't get cut. He was like, "Well, let's dance." So they literally did a whole dance number through it was so funny, bro. He's so stupid. But anyways, and then sorry, the one last thing, and then I guess he hasn't like been around for a while, and they were trying to find him, and they found him like in his little like office watching like Spanish like rom-coms, bro. It was just so stupid, bro. But anyways, anyway, all right, let's read some chats. Let's see. By the way, here you go, Jerry. This is for you. By the way, I finished Geoff Johns' Green Lantern. Thanks. I would have never read that if it wasn't for you. Ish was low-key beautiful, isn't it, right?
Bro, that was quick. Props to you. But it's an amazing run. It's one of my all-time favorites. And I read runs super fast too, so I'm jealous that you got it done that fast.
Bro was locked in.
Yeah, that was like 2-3 weeks. I know it's like 50 issues, give or take. But yeah, bro, Green Lantern, he's the effing man.
100%. All right. Best freaking news today. Oh, about Lobo, right? Yeah, great news. What are y'all reading right now, Jerry? What you're reading?
I'm reading. I just picked back up Captain America, Ed Brubaker run, which I'm really loving. I think I'm gonna read Invaders next. Invaders is like, it's by Chip Zdarsky, and I didn't know about it until recently, but it came out in 2019, and the Invaders, it took place, I think, around World War II or right after, and it's a team-based, it's Cap, Bucky, Namor, and the original Human Torch, Jim Hammond. So that looks really cool. What else was I reading? I'm reading Superman by Peter Tomasi, and a couple other things, but those are like the main ones.
Yeah.
So right now, the ongoings I'm doing Ultimate Spider-Man, The Ultimates, Avengers, West Coast Avengers, Batman, Detective Comics Batman, Absolute Batman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, and probably a couple more, but that's like the Ultimate Black Panther, and yeah, probably a couple. Oh, X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, Wolverine, basically all the big ones that are out right now. And it's crazy that I'm reading more, but yeah.
Yeah, so right now I'm reading Hickman's X-Men, which I'm hyped for. House of X, Powers of X, all that stuff. So I am.
Did you go read House of X, Powers of X again?
Yeah, because
Smart.
now I'm actually trying to read. I'm trying to read it in full. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I kept taking pieces, but I'm actually reading it in the actual full order. And dude,
that's how you got to do it.
Yeah. Now I will forever say Avengers is the greatest thing I've ever read in my life. I mean, I don't think it.
I told you, bro.
Yeah.
I've been telling
And
you that
Fantastic
for so
Four is up
long.
there too, dude. Fantastic Four too. Yeah. Now DC, I'm reading Dark Victory, and I want to start after I finish X-Men. I really want to read Moon Knight because I know you were talking about that with Jed.
Moon Knight is so good, bro.
With Jed.
Jed McKay.
Yeah, and then after Dark Victory, I want to read the Man Who Laughs. So I'm kind of on like DC wise, I'm trying to go down kind of the Batman train. Let me just pull up my list. So I already read Long Halloween. I'm reading Dark Victory. Batman. Oh really? Okay, I'm adding here. Yeah, like I read Long Halloween. I'm reading Dark Victory. Then I want to read Man Who Laughs. Then I want to read Hush. Then I want to read Under the Manhood. And then I'm probably going to finish because I started the New 52 Batman, but I didn't finish it. So I'm going to finish that out. And then I'm going to call you to see then after that, I'm probably going to go Green Arrow because I know you were talking about that.
Yeah, Green Arrow.
Then after Green Arrow, I'll call you and say, what's next?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry, guys. So you guys know, Jerry is like my library for comics. So he just tells me what to read, and I read it.
You know, it's funny because when I first started reading comics, and I was like, I didn't know where to go. I was desperate for recommendations, and I would just go to the comic store and buy stuff that I didn't even want, just so I could get recommendations. Because I was reading it digitally on the apps on my iPad, and I would like DM random people and like hope they would respond with recommendations. Anyway, eventually I figured out how to, because reviews are hit or miss. Like you could find, when I first wanted an Avengers run to read, I saw a review that said Hickman Avengers sucked. And I didn't know who Jonathan Hickman was. And I believed it. And then I was like, I couldn't find an Avengers run I wanted to read after I read Bendis's New Avengers, which is great. And I saw someone else say Hickman Avengers is like the greatest thing ever. So I was like, whatever, I'll try it out. But I'm very iffy to spend any time on something, a movie, a game, whatever it's going to be, if I don't think I'm going to enjoy it because my time is valuable. I'm smart with it. Anyway, I ended up reading Hickman's Avengers, and if you've been watching the show, you've been seeing me tell Stevie he's got to read it for like a fucking year, okay? And, he finally did, and I'm so happy he did because it is the best run of all time. And when I did read it and I found that out for myself, that's when I was like, okay, you really have to read a lot of reviews. And right now, I'm like not sure if I want to read Scott Snyder's Justice League because the reviews are mixed. I'm going to end up doing it and finding out for myself. I tried it. I read like a couple issues, but it was super confusing. And then I found out there's a precursor, like 4-issue Justice League run to his run that you have to read first. And I'm like, oh, well, that's annoying that I didn't know that. So that's why, but people do say that Scott Snyder tried to be like Jonathan Hickman with his Justice League run. I love Scott Snyder. He is my favorite Batman writer ever. And I don't know if he's my favorite DC writer because Jeff Johns is probably my favorite. I don't think it's really a fair comparison because Jeff Johns is kind of like the DC Brian Bendis. Like he was just a machine and he wrote so many different comics for them that like after you read a ton of DC, you're bound to run into Jeff Johns runs and like they're all amazing. And like, but I do think if there's someone at DC that could write like Jonathan Hickman, it would be Scott Snyder.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Both. He was in both. Thank God he's playing a character I can actually see him playing. Never like his Aquaman. His Aquaman is the equivalent to Pedro Pascal. All right, stop it, bro. Stop it.
I love
that. Stop that.
I love that comment.
Stop that, dude. Okay, my gosh. I think this casting really helps with getting people into the movie, plus gets the single woman into the theater as well, of course, for the plot. LOL. Yeah, the ladies do love some Momoa.
Gold today.
Yeah,
Jalen, you are my guy.
Yeah, facts. The ladies do love Jason Momoa. Yeah. Imagine Cavill playing Ultraman. That would be hilarious. That would be actually hilarious.
Jalen, what's your Instagram? I want to follow you.
Facts. Bro, I just watched Sonic 3. Bro, isn't Sonic 3 so good, bro? And yeah, you can get away with watching this movie. Exactly, bro. It's so amazing. Y'all in y'all Marvel back. I need to get back into Marvel. I was raised on Spider-Man and indie comics, but I've been going crazy with DC. It's like getting an entirely new world. Yo, do you know a comic that's not DC or Marvel that's very like underrated and I talked about? Invincible comics are so fire.
People do say that.
I bought all of them, Jones, and when season 1 first dropped, like I read them all, dude. Invincible comics are really good. Really, really good.
Oh, you know what pissed me off? You want to talk about delays that pissed me off?
What?
Is Metal Gear Solid Delta. Because, bro,
here we go.
It was supposed to come out already. They said 2024. It's coming out 2024. They said that in like September, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we still don't have a release date.
Yeah. Jerry, just for you, do you guys know any Wonder Woman and Flash comics? The only DC books I read are mainly Batman, Justice League, and Green Lantern.
Flash is tricky because you have so many different Flashes, and they've changed up Barry Allen like to be a more modern version of himself. I would read. I like Joshua Williamson's Flash run. I think it's great, and I think he's a great writer. I also really like, who's the guy that wrote the New 52 one? That's a good one, too.
I'll search it up.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, the New 52 Flash is also really good.
Who wrote
I've heard the new one that's going on right now with Simon Spurrier. It's great, so I would avoid that one.
Brian Bucalato and Francis Manipul.
Oh, yeah. That one. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, check that out.
Wonder Woman, I can't say I've really read a ton of Wonder Woman.
I've been reading Absolute, and that's fire.
Oh, yeah, Absolute.
That's like new, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolute's hard.
The thing about the like Absolute and Ultimate, like I love them all, but I wouldn't recommend them as a starting point. Like if you've
100%.
never read a comic run of one of those characters, I wouldn't start with an alternate universe one. I would want to get to know the definitive traditional version of the character before an alternate universe version.
Exactly. I'm gonna just Google best Wonder Woman comic.
You can't appreciate it unless you know who they really are.
Okay, so comic book CBR.com put a reading guide for what to read. I'm trying to look to see if it's like
some those are hit and miss too.
Yeah, so the one that's most popular is Gal Simone. They said her Wonder Woman run is incredible. I would check out hers. Her first issue was in 2006. They said that's arguably probably the best run of all time. It's about 14 to 44 issue run. I would check out that. I heard that's like amazing. By the way, guys, we will have a reading guides for you guys in 2025 as well. We are working on some stuff behind the scenes. Like Jerry and I talked about doing some, character stuff where we want to break down each character in live action that's ever been there, stuff like that. So, all right, we're gonna read a few of these because we have a few more topics, and we're like it's only we're already hour in. That's a bet. I'm gonna read the Hanging Run bet. Okay, let's get to the next topic here. Teen Titans. Okay, so there's a rumor going out that a Teen Titans movie is in the works. Man, I feel like we talk about a lot of Marvel, and there's just so many DC stuff going around. It's kind of good. Doesn't it feel like there's more like variety now? I feel like all we can talk about was like the MCU. But anyways, there's a Teen Titans movie that is in the works. Jerry, how do you feel about Teen Titans?
I like Teen Titans. I think it's great. I think they have a huge following. That's a movie that I think has the potential to do $1 billion.
Oh yeah. I mean, bro, this obviously makes sense. DC has the best sidekicks, and they are just stupid powerful, and they can take on even some of the big guns. No pun intended to James Gunn.
They have great characters. They have something for everyone. Kids are going to go nuts over it. Adults are going to go nuts over it. Titans in a way are like, and don't get me wrong, Marvel has other teams other than Avengers, obviously. But when it comes to DC, the Titans are the second biggest one other than the Justice League.
100%. 100%. Teen Titans are awesome, bro.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I would
and
prefer
yeah.
them to do Titans and not Teen Titans, but I still think maybe Teen Titans helps them more with kids and toys and all that. And you know, the other thing, by the way, like I'm trying to word this as best I can. It's important to support DC right now. Okay, it's important to support them because we want more DC movies, right? And if we support them, WB could get in a better position to better support them, you know? So we need Superman to succeed. Keep that in mind when anything DC comes up, okay?
Yeah. Do you know what's super hilarious? I feel like a lot of people were saying the same thing when Iron Man 1 dropped and Thor 1 dropped. They were like, yo, like we got to go watch these. I feel like, I mean, like you guys got to just think about it. Look what people showing up to theaters did for the MCU in their prime. They were able to bring comic book stories that we never thought would happen to life. This the same thing for, you know, James Gunn as well. The more we show up and so support it, if it's good, obviously, the more he can bring these stories to actual life, and we can get, you know, like a full-fledged universe going, which would be awesome. And just imagine, guys, and this is my utopia in my mind. My utopia is a full-fledged functioning MCU without political drama and BS, and a full-fledged DCU. Imagine we have two of those properties eating, and then Star Wars failing as it always is.
Yeah.
Like,
True Star Wars, bro.
Yeah, dude. So with Teen Titans, bro, I do wonder if what Robin they're going to go for, if they're going to do a prequel and do Dick Grayson. Now, my thought is, since Damian Wayne is going to be the Robin in Brave and the Bold, my thought was Teen Titans is just going to be a continuation, you know, after Brave and the Bold. Kind of Damian's just going to go straight there, which I think would be cool. And if like Nightwing's like because like in the animated movies, they had it where Nightwing and Starfire were kind of like the mentors to the Titans. You know what I'm saying? Where it was Blue Beetle. And honestly, I think putting Blue Beetle on the Teen Titans is perfect. Like putting that Zolo guy, whatever his name is, I always say his name wrong. Putting him with Damian Wayne and having other characters that age, I think that'll be perfect for because we don't need a Blue Beetle movie, but put him with other characters, perfect, bro. That's what I think.
Yeah. You know, I just read a tweet, by the way, from Blu-ray Angel. He wrote, I forget exactly where.
Is it bad or is it like? Because
no, it's
good because he's a hit or miss, dude. You either love it or you hate it. That's the way he is.
Yeah, bro.
He's funny, bro.
I follow him. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it, but he was like, he said after the Lobo casting, I 100% believe that they offered Henry Cavill a role and Henry Cavill turned it down.
He would not have turned down. It's Henry Cavill we're talking about.
Yeah, I agree.
It's Henry Cavill. Like, a lot of y'all, and here's the thing. Another thing about Cavill, a lot of you guys don't watch like interviews at all because the way y'all describe him to be is not who he is. The dude's a nerd, bro. I saw that man in the interview playing a Warhammer Hangout, which is a game, with his castmate during the interview. He's a full-fledged nerd, bro.
Yeah,
for him to play
Warhammer is like super nerd.
Oh yeah, no, dude, he's a nerd, bro. He's really a nerd. I think he's having a kid also. I think so. Shout out to Henry Cavill, man.
He seems like a super nice, like chill guy. You know, there's also a photo of him. His nephew told his friends, "My uncle's Superman," and they made fun of him, and they didn't believe him. And Henry Cavill showed up to school with the kid.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I love Henry Cavill. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel like Corn Sweat has that same magic to him. You know what I'm saying? Like Corn Sweat has that same vibe, bro. Like, dude, I saw this Instagram clip of Corn Sweat. He's basically voicing the all of the Han Solo lines from Star Wars, and he had the music playing in the background. I was like, yo, this dude's a nerd.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. All right, let's see.
Questionable roles, but yeah.
Dude, we're not even gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Hopefully, but like you could tell during that time he was desperate. Hopefully, Superman makes him not like that no more. I mean,
Yeah,
hopefully he
yeah.
doesn't have to go for every role just to pay his bills because
Right,
that's probably
right.
how it was. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, no, I just gotta take this role. You know what I mean, gotta get
Yeah,
these bills
yeah.
paid. I'm saying, yeah.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah, I
if
don't have.
only you guys saw our text outside this
Yeah,
podcast, man. LOL. Don't have Insta, but definitely have Snapchat. LOL.
I definitely don't have Snapchat.
Yeah,
And
nah.
if I did, Jalen, as much as I'd like to follow you and talk to you on Instagram, I would not be adding people I met online on Snapchat.
100%, bro.
I would
100%.
just, I would just feel weird doing that.
Yeah, I deleted Snapchat when I got married. I was like, yeah, like we're kind of too old for this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean, I have not heard of Wonder Woman comics that sounded interesting. Feel like she should have more of a spotlight. Can't even name one. Facts. OG Teen Titans Forever. You might not get that, dog. F Teen Titans Go. Yo, that show is so stupid, bro. They literally made them a joke. But Teen Titans Go was very popular, bro. Shockingly. Yeah, Teen Titans, I can easily see making a bill if done right, especially for kids. The rumors is that they're going along with the lineup of the 2003 animated show, which means that's going to be a prequel with Dick Grayson Robin, which I think would be awesome to see.
Is that Young Justice?
No, so there's a Cartoon Network Teen Titans film that or show that dropped, which was super big, more of an anime style, you know what I mean? But the show is phenomenal, and that's actually how I fell in love. Whoa, pause. That's actually how I became a Deathstroke fan.
Okay. By the way, back to the Spider-Man thing. Like, I know, but they have done such a good job managing Spider-Man. I'm so shocked that this is happening. Like, I can't even fathom how this happened. Like,
Also,
what's going on at Marvel Studios that they allowed this atrocity to, bro, the Spider-Man is the best managed character in the game, like by far. It's not even close. I don't even care if someone doesn't agree with me because it's a fact. And I know it's a fact, so I just can't believe that this happened. I can't believe Kevin Feige allowed this to happen. Like, something is rotten at Marvel that trailer ever hit the internet. Have you ever seen the movie Jack and Jill? It's an Adam Sandler movie. Do you remember when Al Pacino sees the Dunkin'?
Yeah.
Burn this.
Yeah.
Make sure nobody
ever sees it. Yeah.
That's the reaction Kevin Feige should have had when he saw that trailer. Okay.
100%, bro. 100%. Yeah, bro. I think that's just, I don't know. It's nuts. Yeah. But yeah, the 2003 show, and like, you could have waited and just paid the Spider-Verse guys to do something for you. Honestly, at that point.
Yeah. By the way, sorry, Jalen, but I can't stand Ray Fisher.
If they go the route of 2003 roster, it means one of two things. One, it's a prequel of Dick Grayson as Robin, or this movie takes place before Brave and Bold and Robin becomes Nightwing after the end. Yeah. And honestly, maybe that could be the Crusade Cape movie they're doing with the two Robins that might lead into that. Or two, in my opinion, since the Reeves Batman is still going on, I think they should release Teen Titans before Brave and Bold. Grayson is Robin and becomes Nightwing in the end. That'll be interesting. Maybe the DCU Batman makes a cameo in the end. Oh, that'll be crazy. Or what if all of the sidekicks heroes just jump in? That'd be fun. Hot take, Ray. Oh my God, Ray Fisher comes back as Cyborg in the Teen Titans movie, and finally get to say booyah. No, they definitely need to cast a younger guy as Cyborg.
Ray Fisher should play R2-D2.
Yeah, Ray also to be talking too much.
Yeah,
because honestly, Henry Cavill did 10 times dirtier than him, and he be talking like they did him like the dirtiest. I don't think they did.
Yeah, he made a lot of claims that seemed very fake.
Yeah, and he just won the bag.
He was kind of like threatening people with the woke mob. He was like, he knew what to say to get the right people riled up on Twitter, and it seemed like, I shouldn't have said that. Whatever. Listen, I just thought it was odd that he was the only one that had certain complaints.
Yeah.
And I forget which one of them it was, but there was one complaint he had. And then the other two actors came out and were like, actually,
pretty sure it was Ben Affleck and Momoa.
Yeah, and they were like, this person was super professional. So that's why I didn't believe Ray Fisher. And it seemed like he was out for personal gain. I forget exactly what he said. And I don't mean to make light of like certain issues, but it was odd to me that like Ben Affleck and Momoa got someone else's back over him in that situation. That's all.
Yep, exactly. Okay, interesting question. Who would you cast as Cyborg? Who would we cast as Cyborg? Off the top of the dome, gotta be a young guy. Let me look. I'm looking at young actors. Hold on. I would go with. Honestly, there's a lot of people you could choose from, bro. Honestly, like you could go like. There's this guy named Chosen Jacobs. He's an actor. I think this gotta be a good Cyborg. Yeah, I'm gonna say Chosen Jacobs. I don't know who he is or what he's done, but that's just off of like the top of the dome, random like casting. I can't wait for Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre to say the Green Lantern. Bro, come on. Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre saying the Green Lantern oath, dude. Oh my gosh, talk about something fun. Not gonna lie, I've been seeing a lot of Aaron Pierre interviews, and the guy is such a great guy, confident, humble, and he even said he's reading Green Lantern right now to get ready for the role. So funny thing. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna get flagged, but the funny thing that I loved is bro. So Aaron Pierre got interviewed for the Mufasa film because he's the voice of Mufasa, and one of the people who interviewed him, they gave him one of Geoff John's Green Lantern comics, and it was this guy's like greatest pride and joy. And Aaron Pierre, like, he was like, yeah, like, I'm gonna frame this. So it was super. It was a beautiful moment, bro.
Yeah, that's
beautiful
awesome.
moment. Like, and he just kept in every like interview, he's saying like, I'm putting my everything into this. Like, I'm reading, like, I'm trying my best. The fact that people were complaining, yeah, facts, bro. That was wild. All right, next topic here. James Gunn. So James Gunn talks about the development of the Flizash. So I'm going to read this tweet here, and we're going to talk about that. So James Gunn said that they are holding a beat on development for a Flash film in the DCU. So I googled what holding a beat was, and it means just holding a rhythm. And basically, my guess is like there's something in the air that they're working on, but it's not like too confirmed. But I wanted to ask you, how early do you think that the Flash should be in the MCU?
Listen, I love the Flash. He's one of my favorite characters. I don't think he needs to come right away. Listen, the MCU was able to survive, not just survive, but thrive without Spider-Man. And I've always seen the Flash as DC's Spider-Man. I love the Flash. I would love to have a Flash movie tomorrow, but I think they're going to be fine without him for a bit. I think that right now they should focus on getting the characters up and running that were announced in the slate. And until like pretty much all of those movies come out, I don't think that Flash should hit the screens. Granted, I don't think that they all need to come out for a Flash movie to be announced. But even if they don't announce it till like a Flash movie till 2028, 2029, like I think they would be fine.
I agree. I think that doing the Flash, and the thing, I think that a lot of people have, got hype about the Flash because of the fact that the writer for Creature Commandos, he said that the Flash and his doomsday view, whatever, of the Justice League dying, the Flash that he picked was Wally West. So everybody's like, okay, that has to mean that Wally West is the Flash, if that's the Flash that's dying in the Creature Commandos show, and that one scene where they're all like on stakes. And they also obviously did the same thing about Batman, which is why I went on a tweet tangent before James Gunn cooked me of like, oh, this is Batman. I went on my little stupid troll as usual. But so yeah, I mean, Like, there's just so many other things to land before you
I
want to get to
also,
the Flash. It's not like a major thing right now.
I do think that we need to take that scene with a grain of salt. Like, we don't know how the DCU works and operates yet. It's not like just because it could have been Wally West in that shot doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be Wally West. However, I do think it's very possible that they go with Wally West.
It should be Wally West. It should be, bro.
I like both. I'm not. I'm not married to either idea. They could do either, and I'd be happy. But I think there's a good argument that they should do Wally West, especially considering. Actually, I think there's an argument for both because there's a lot of people that love Wally West, and they see him as a younger and cooler version of the character. But there's also a lot of people that love the Flash from Barry Allen from the TV show. So you could make the argument for both.
Yeah, hopefully no Barry Allen. We'll pull off Barry for right now. But yeah, Wally's faster anyway, which makes him cooler. All right. So let's see. Where we at? I'm going to bust. Oh my god. Jalen, bro. Come on, man. Yo, I need to put a button that says pause now because you just said that. Pause, man.
Get
pause,
off the screen. We need that.
Yeah, dude. Let's go to the next one. You said Wally West Flash, please. Yes. Wally West Flash. Barry semi-retired it and Jay Garrick back. And you see, bro, I would love something where like Barry's like somewhere in the multiverse or something. Like he's doing some type of mission or something where he's going for a while, and then Wally the Flash. Like you got to make it seem like he's still around, but he's just not there for right now.
Yeah, I can't stand Jay Garrick.
Why?
I just can't take him serious with that stupid
with the hat.
I hate it. I hate it.
Everything to say. It's a Jerry
like, listen, maybe it was one thing in the 1950s, but bro, we're in 2024, okay? And if they want to use Jay Garrick, modernize the character, okay? Everyone else gets an updated suit, okay? Like, why can't you give him an updated suit? Have you seen Batman's original suit? So they all get updated suits, and there's a certain kind of mentality that I've always hated, and that is, if something is old and classic, you can't talk bad about it, and you have to love it. And a lot of people have that for a lot of things. They have it for the original Superman movies. They have it for Trunks, and I always love, like, I forget the exact quote, but Steve Jobs said, I'm going to look up the quote. Hold on. It's a great quote. Everything around you that you call life was made up by people who are no smarter than you, and you can change it. And it's so true because it's like, just because things are done a certain way doesn't mean that things can't be done better. And don't let people tell you that. It's antithetical to innovation and progress.
That's a good quote. That's good. I've always liked Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs.
I mean, he's the GOAT.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Where we at? Here's an idea. But because of the Flash's powers, I think making a theatrical animated movie will be fire. Imagine a prequel animated movie where Barry is a Flash and Wally's Kid Flash. That'll be fun, but I just want Wally.
Yeah, I listen. They could do like a really cool Spider-Verse type of Flash movie, but it's got to be live action.
Yeah, and I think they should dive in on the idea that like Wally's the fastest Flash. Like gotta make him unbelievable. You know what I mean? Because we've got so much Flash, you got to dig deep in. You got to find something that hasn't been tapped into yet. Yeah. Quick question, like for example, right? Like with the Batman, they dove strong on this detective thing. You know what I mean? And yes, the detective side was shown a lot in Batman in the Dark Knight trilogy, but I mean that wasn't like the main source of Batman's thing. So like Matt Reeves found something to make it a little bit different than what other people are used to. Quick question: what's the difference between the black Wally West and the ginger Wally West? I saw there was two versions, so I wanted to ask if they are the same person or different.
You know, so the Ginger Wally West came out in like way back in the day. I forget exactly when, but a long time ago. And then the black one is a newer character that was introduced as part of the West family. So he is, but he was retconned. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, and since James Gunn's blueprint is the original Justice League, Wally's probably gonna be white, like from the show.
Yeah, but they're not actually the same character, which makes it confusing. So
yeah, super weird.
But I do think that the one that people really like and want to see is the redhead one, just because he's the one that has all the comic runs that people really like.
Yep. And then whenever you make a live action Flash movie, you do Wally's a Flash. Here's my take on the whole Barry thing. I don't care which version they go with, but Barry. I don't care which version they go, but Barry because Ezra didn't get a proper live action, and so I don't mind Wally, but I don't want Barry already. See, I feel like Ezra doesn't really affect the Flash brand. I just feel like we just got so much Barry. It's just time to like switch it up. I don't want Barry Ray dead. Yeah, exactly. I don't want Barry going either. What they are doing with Hal Jordan is what they should do with Barry Allen. Maybe whenever you make a Flash movie, we find out Barry somehow lost his powers or something and has kids with Iris. Who knows?
I kind of thought that might be what they do, especially if it's successful. Then if it's successful, they'll probably do it again.
True.
I think James Gunn is in a tricky position because he's an artist and he wants to create and be innovative, but at the same time, he has to make sure that everything is very profitable.
Yep. Who should direct The Flash? I want Jeff Fowler to direct The Flash. He's the guy that did the Sonic films. He already knows how speedsters should look on screen. Do it that way. And whoever did the speedster VFX for the Eternals, you get that person ASAP. You hire them. You find them and you hire them because that bro, it was magnificent, bro. Magnificent.
Yeah.
That's probably the best speedster we've seen on screen so far. Okay. So now, there was a rumor going around, and there's a lot of Sony stuff going around, because of the fact that, hey, you should do more Marvel recap videos. Oh, so you like the MCU explains? Okay, I will bring those back. I promise you that. And you know what? I'm going to talk to Jerry offline, and maybe we can do a series for y'all on YouTube as well, where Jerry and I can kind of like split films and do some Marvel explains, where we just re-explain all of the Marvel films.
Yeah, I think we should start doing that on comics, like I told you, on the on Secret Wars, like stuff like that people are interested in because of the upcoming movie adaptations.
100%. Yeah, let's definitely find that reading list too from Superman and maybe do those. So he said, "Yay." Okay. It said, "Yay, thank you so much. I've been getting on Marvel a lot recently, and I love the videos. Thanks, appreciate that.
Love to hear that.
Facts. All right, now now let's talk about some Sony stuff. So, obviously the Spider-Man script they're still trying to figure out what they want to do, and one of the ideas that are kind of surging right now is that they want to bring Toby and Andrew back for Spider-Man 4 to do a team-up film. Jerry, how do you feel about any idea of Toby and Andrew coming back for Spider-Man 4?
I'm torn because I love them, especially Toby, but I do think that like this cameo thing I'm so sick of, even though it wasn't a cameo. Like, I do think that a lot of the cameo demand comes from this movie. And I think they want to do it because it was so successful. But I don't like it. I don't want it again. I want a Spider-Man movie. Like, I want a classical Spider-Man movie. And that's why the ending to No Way Home was so perfect. It kind of teased that that's what we were getting. And now it's like, by the way, I have a theory that I believe to be a fact. I think that Marvel is releasing fake information on a regular basis about the upcoming Spider-Man movie. So no one could really guess what's going on. Companies do stuff like that. Like I know Nike releases photos in a certain way of upcoming sneakers, whatever. I think that that's what they're doing because every week there's a new development to what's going on in the Spider-Man. And if you actually looked at all of them in a list, none of it makes sense. So it makes me think that they are planning something that they really don't want anyone to know, which makes me think that whatever this movie is, they think it's going to blow everyone away. That's what I think.
Yeah. I have really high hopes for Spider-Man because of the fact that the Shang-Chi director is on it. Because what he did with Shang-Chi, yeah. Oh my gosh, Shang-Chi. I always get it wrong. Like what
Aquafina correcting.
Yeah, dude. Right.
No, he was correcting her.
Right.
Yeah.
What they do with Shang-Chi, I want to see the same with Spider-Man. One of the things I really want to see with Spider-Man is his fighting improved. Because I do feel like Spider-Man, he just needs to go to another level as a character in general.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to see that. I will say this though, man. I do think, look, this is the multiverse saga. This is one of the only times you can get a lot of this stuff off. Like Deadpool and Wolverine. It's the multiverse saga, right? Like them jumping from universes and stuff. Like if you want to have fun, if you just go for it, that's what I was saying.
No Way Home. Like, why do they need to do it again?
Because they can, bro. It's a team up movie with Toby and Andrew. If you have the chance to do it, you do it. Like the same way, and this might sound stupid to a lot of people. The same way, if somehow, some way, right? And this is like a reach, but I'm just saying, if this ever happened, if Christian Bale ever called DC and said, "Yo, I want to do a Batman movie," you make it happen, no matter who. Like if Bale says, "I want to be with Superman," you use the multiverse and you make it happen. There's just certain actors that when they call, you do it because it will just be amazing. That's how I feel about it. Like we're in the multiverse saga, and honestly, bro, like a lot of people want a grounded movie. Imagine wanting a street level movie in a multiverse saga. Like the
multiverse saga has been crap, bro.
That's why I'm saying, bro, why not enjoy the multiverse saga and you give us an actual multiverse movie?
Because we got a multiverse movie and it was great, and they should do something different because they teased a classical grounded Spider-Man movie at the end. And if they did anything,
is that a tease though? Is that a tease or just a scene in the end of the movie?
Nah, bro, it was a total tease, and I would be disappointed. That's why they.
But if you're on Battle World, what do you expect? I mean, he's going to be around those type of people. I mean, if like, what if this is a Battle World movie and like it's like it makes sense? Like, there's a lot of questions when it comes to this that, like, that like a lot of people don't
know if it's going to be on Battle World or not. But like, I don't know. Listen, we're getting Doomsday, we're getting Secret Wars. Like, we are going to get the multiversal fix.
Yeah,
Spider-Man needs to get that kind of justice because we really haven't had a classical Spider-Man movie at all in the MCU. So if they're going to do the fourth Spider-Man movie and they're not going to do it like that New York element, classical, traditional Spider-Man, I think that I know, obviously, I'll be disappointed, especially considering my perception of that scene was they were teasing it. And the reasons why I think they were teasing it was because they showed his rundown apartment. He didn't try to bring his friends back into his life. And they played that music that was like the OG Spider-Man. And they showed off a new suit that had like no Stark Tech in it. So I think that that's what it was going towards. And I think a lot of fans would agree with that. Listen, they did No Way Home. I'm not looking for No Way Home 2. I'm looking for classical Spider-Man.
You see, bro, I would disagree with you, and I think fans are really asking for something that was never going to happen because of the fact that, bro, this is right after Avengers Doomsday. No way they're going to go, oh, let's do a street level class Spider movie that's nothing to do with that has nothing to do with Doomsday.
Is it
I mean,
after
bro,
Doomsday?
it just bro, it's Doomsday Spider-Man. Like it's right after Doomsday. You know what I'm saying? So my thought. This is the only way a prequel would. This is the only way you could do it. Is if they copy Ant-Man, if they copy Ant-Man and the Wasp, where the Ant-Man and the Wasp is a story leading up to when everybody gets snapped. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way it can happen. Where I could possibly see that. But if this is the multiverse saga,
stupid.
But it's exactly. But if this is the multiverse saga, you got to take advantage of it. Now, I think there's now, in my opinion, I will go Spider-Gwen, Miles Morales, but that's my opinion. But I wouldn't go to Toby, or I would do all of them. I would do Toby, Andrew, Miles Morales, Gwen. You just do the whole thing. Go on Battle World, wherever you are, have fun. Give us a like. This would be my dream. Okay, my dream is we get beyond the Spider-Verse. Beyond the Spider-Verse leads into Spider-Man 4. That would be my thought process. But you're in the multiverse saga, you got to do something.
See, I don't like the Beyond the Spider-Verse going into Spider-Man 4. I would prefer Beyond the Spider-Verse going into Secret Wars, and not the beginning of Secret Wars, like the second act, because you read Secret Wars, right? Bro, come on. That's where Meyer
over into I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. But I'm saying, like,
let me ask you something, though. Say they do put Spider-Man 4 out, and it is a classical New York street level movie. What would you say then?
I hope it's good.
So you're cool with whatever they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I'm not necessarily against it, but I understand why they will want to bring back Toby or do a multiverse story. A multiverse saga. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just where I'm at. Like I don't like, bro. Honestly, I could care. Like I don't want to make it sound like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But like I understand either way. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
You know, I always say, I understand that with the schedule and where if the movie falls, they have to push the multiversal saga main story continuity forward, and Spider-Man has to get used for that. But like, it is disappointing that we haven't had one traditional Spider-Man movie throughout the entire MCU.
Yeah, the closest one is Homecoming. Well, I would say Homecoming is traditional,
but it's not. I would argue it's
not. I guess you would think a Stark Tech, you wouldn't say traditional, but it's different. It's different.
Stark, Iron Man's in it, like, you know, Happy and all the Stark Tech. You know, none of those movies felt anything like a Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Hell, they didn't even feel like a TASM movie. And I don't know. I don't think like wanting a classical Spider-Man movie is a bad thing or too much to ask for, especially considering it's the fourth damn one.
Yeah. So with that being said, see, each Spider-Man movie was different because unlike the TASM and the MCU Spider-Man, etc., each Spider-Man movie played a role to push the MCU story forward, which is why it was the way that it was. Same like a lot of people don't like Far From Home, but Far From Home pushed the MCU to a place that it needed to go.
I get that. I always say that, but that's also part of the problem.
I don't see that as part of the problem because in my opinion, like you got to use your big gun to push the story, and for right now, I mean, bro, think about this, right? Think about this, right? Like, I think about a lot of movies. Like, Thor Ragnarok is loved not just because of Taika Waititi's humor and the cool stuff that was in it. One of the things that people love is that there was a connection to push the story forward. And a lot of successful solo movies that we have seen have been made to push the movies forward. Unless if it's like a first movie like a Black Panther 1, etc. But like, I mean, Winter Soldier, one of the best Marvel movies of all time, it pushes us into Avengers 2. You know what I mean? I mean, because they're breaking off from S.H.I.E.L.D. and we see that in the Avengers, right? Like they are their own corporation now. So, you know, I feel like they are traditionally doing Spider-Man the way that they've done a lot of their other big characters. All of these people's stories is made to push, you know, push the universe to a direction. So that's kind of where I would not agree with that. You know what I mean? And so look, they could do a traditional Spider-Man after Secret Wars and make $1 billion. I mean, that's easy bread. But I think it's risky, and I like the risk, and I think that it's a good thing to get this multiverse stuff off while you can. And look, he can, and he's still going to have the traditional suit that he has. He's not going to have the Stark tech. So
I don't think it's risky. I think it's safe. If anything, I would argue the opposite, especially if they're going to bring in Toby and Andrew, considering it's safe because it's proven now. The other thing here is, listen, I get that they need these movies, especially with Spider-Man and the big characters, to push the story forward. But I'm still disappointed that if it's going to be the fourth movie, we're not going to have a traditional Spider-Man. And I'm just not going to cape for Marvel on this. I think it's annoying. I want a classical Spider-Man movie, and you hate Far From Home. So it doesn't always work out in your favor either. I know you hate Far From Home.
yeah, I don't like it, but it still pushed the movie into or it still pushed the MCU into a direction it needed to go, and I cannot deny that. The same thing. As much as I hate the Dark Knight, the issue is darn near amazing. I mean, there's some stuff you can't lie about, right? But I will say this though, bro. I do think that
you just said I hate the Dark Knight, but it's amazing.
No, like what it did for the culture of superhero films. You know what I mean? Like it's and like Batman Begins is my top 3 favorite Batman film. Anyway, top front of it, but.
One question about the Dark Knight. Do you not like the movie because you feel like you weren't old enough to experience it in its glory when it came out?
No. Only because Donner Superman is like, like I love Donner Superman. Like the first one is just amazing. So no, the issue is like when you grow up on like TV shows, like I did, and it kind of forms your like. The way that people say that comics viewed like forms their view, for me, like the TV shows form my view. You know what I'm saying? So when I watch the Batman made a series, and when I watch Batman and the Justice League, and when you get so much Joker content and you watch the Dark Knight, for me personally, it's just not the same. You know what I'm saying? Where
I grew up on the Batman series too, by the way.
Yeah, and it's just different, bro. But anyways, I do think that it is unfair for you to expect a street level movie right after in a multiversal saga. Like, and I would understand because look, I will say this. I think coming out of Endgame could have been the perfect time to do a ground story. I think the whole Spain thing's stupid. You know I hate that movie. But I think that right now it would be stupid to do that, bro. You involve the multiverse somehow. That's what they've been doing with all their big guns right now with Deadpool, Fantastic Four. They're coming from another Earth. It's just the theme that's going on.
New World. We don't know what they're doing with Thunderbolts.
2 movies, bro.
Bro, and they could use there's other characters they could use to do this. Like, it doesn't have to be the Spider-Man.
It does, bro. He's the biggest character they have.
They're going to have the Fantastic Four, and they have all these other characters that they want to make bigger. They do, and they. So I disagree. And if anything, I don't think it's unfair for me to have different.
It's very unfair, Jerry. You know what? You don't deserve freedom.
I'm not taking Marvel on this. I'm disappointed. And listen, I love Spider-Man. I'm not saying that No Way Home 2, and that's what I'm going to call it, okay? I'm going to call it No Way Home 2, no matter what they call it. I'm not going to say No Way Home 2 is going to be a bad movie, but I know I am part of, I don't want to say the majority, but I am part of a large group of fans that wants a classical Spider-Man movie. And it's pretty crazy that they're going to go the fourth movie without it. For whatever reason, people want a Spider-Man movie that takes place in New York City and has that classic Spider-Man feel.
See, yeah, obviously I do not agree, but we're not going to go down this road because I already voiced my opinion, bro. I just think that, I just think, as I said, like we can disagree on that, but hey, man, we'll see when the announcement happens. It's definitely not going to be a street level Spider movie. I can tell you guys that.
I've said that too, but I'm
tell you guys that for sure.
Disappointed about it, and I'm going to call it No Way Home 2. Especially if they're bringing Toby and Andrew back, I'm calling it No Way Home 2.
Okay. Hopefully Miles and Gwen, but we'll see. All right, next topic here. Wait, let's read some chats though. Here's the thing: if it is if it is multiverse and will take place on Battle World, then why not have Hungry? That's what I'm saying, bro. F the CEO and his BS. Oh, bro, don't worry. I think that's the next topic. That is 2 topics. From now we have one more Spider-Man topic. Look, at this point, we know we're eventually getting a street level solo Spider movie at the Secret War. So to me, it's like whatever. It's the multiverse. Hungry, we're on the same page. Jalen, I'm not gonna show that next comment because you got to chill with that, bro. Pause, man. Come on. But I'll read the last part. If they have Andrew, Toby, and Tom Spider-Man's, if they have Toby, sorry guys, if they have Andrew, Toby, and Tom Spider-Man unite again because that's peak cinema. Exactly, bro. It is peak cinema and content, bro. Yeah, I agree with Stevie. You can't have both a multiverse story and a street level story. If you have the chance to do a full movie with Toby and Andrew, then go ahead. That's a guarantee. Exactly, bro. Guarantee bill. Phase 4 has been trash. Just give the fans something fun, dude. That's how I feel. Jalen, you're a freaky as that. Exactly, Jalen, you are a freak bull, bro. I gotta find you some help. Man, I want a real Spider-Man movie. Homecoming was a great movie that Disney butcher, bro. Hold on, Homecoming is my favorite Spider-Man film. Let's stop there. Whatever. Okay, he giggity. Oh my gosh, I definitely missed out on The Dark Knight when I first watched it, and I didn't even know it was Batman at first. I thought it was like a bank robbery movie. That's hilarious. Personally, I regret them putting Spider-Man in the MCU. Can't believe I'm saying this, that it's all I ever wanted at one point. But the home trilogy as a whole destroyed Spider-Man for me. Wild take, bro. Wild take. Okay. Next thing, Anya Taylor-Joy is rumored to be in Spider-Man 4. The role that's been kind of being talked about the role that is being talked about for her playing. Oh, 1 second, Jerry, I want you to answer this person on TikTok's question. They said, is it worth getting into DC Comics?
Yes. I think Marvel does a better job when it comes to having those longer runs that like you could really binge on. But DC Comics still has a lot of good runs. I think DC has I think they become more famous for like shorter story arcs, like Hush, for example, or Under the Red Hood, and they have their classics like that. But when it comes to DC versus Marvel, like Marvel has a ton of runs like Civil War or the Hickman Avengers saga or the Hickman X-Men saga, like all these runs that are like 50 or 25 plus comics that I don't know. I find those much more fun to binge on than DC. But DC still does a good job. And if you're more into DC characters, but I wouldn't sleep on Marvel. Marvel gets super creative.
Well, would you tell this person to start with Batman?
Yeah, I would 100% start with Batman. I would start with Scott Snyder, New 52 Batman. I think that will especially if you want to get into comics and want to learn to appreciate them. I think that's a great starting point.
She said, where can I find and watch the movies? I know where to find the comics. Okay, so on HBO on Max, they used to have all of the animated Batman movies on there, but they don't. So you would have to rent them on Prime. It's like $2.99 to rent, but that's where they have Son of Batman, all of that stuff, and they also have Batman Year One, which is a really good. If you watch all the Batman animated movies, you'll understand Batman. It's if you don't want to read the comic books, you should go on there and watch it. And on Max, they do have some Batman stuff that you can binge on there too. And I'm pretty sure Netflix has Justice League and Justice League Unlimited as well. They go back and forth on Max, so I would check that out too if you want some more Batman stuff. If you don't have time or want to read the comics. Okay, so with Anya Taylor-Joy, Jerry, how do you feel about her coming into the MCU and possibly being in Spider-Man 4?
I think there's much better talent. I'm not sold on her. I never really liked her. I think that, I don't know, she comes across as super cocky, and I don't think she is the best actor to begin with. So I know some people seem to really like her. I don't really understand why. I don't see the appeal with her.
Yeah, she's a very popular actress. I heard that her Furiosa was good. I've never seen it, but I heard she did a great job in that. Yeah, but I mean, I want to Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat, but it's all good.
Yeah, that's a fan casting I could get behind.
Yeah, right. So I mean, hey man, if they see something in her that's good, go for it. She reminds me, I've never seen her project, but she reminds me of Anne Hathaway, and I'm a big Anne Hathaway fan. So,
Yeah, I
if
like
you give
Anne
me a
Hathaway.
yeah, if you give me a vibe like that, I'm cool. But hey man, I'm not against it because I haven't really seen anything that she's in or watch her interviews. There's nothing that's like booming about her. So I mean, it's whatever. It's whatever at this point. All right. Now, Jerry, I wanted to hear your opinion on this one, man, because this is like Jerry-fied right here. So I want to read about what the Sony CEO said. So
What do you mean, Jerry-fied?
like this is something that I think you have a perfect response to. That's
Oh,
what I mean. Like this is you. Like
yeah.
not like this person isn't you, but this is something that I think you will explain perfectly. So, and I say that because all right, guys, you got to know whenever it comes to CEO and stuff like that, that's where I think you have the best viewpoints because corporate world, etc. All right.
Yeah.
Sony Pictures CEO confirms they are rethinking the future of their Spider-Man villain spin-off films. Kraven the Hunter is the worst launch since he became the CEO in 2017. He doesn't think the Sony films are bad films and blames the critics for crucifying them. And he said this, if we put another one out, it's going to get destroyed no matter how good or bad it is. And this is what the and this is what the Sony CEO said to LA Times. So just to give a quick context for you guys that don't know what's going on. So Sony, this all started when Sony released Venom 1. And while the MCU was going on, Sony wanted to create their own thing called the SUMC, the Sony Universe of Marvel characters, where we got Venom, we got Morbius, we got Madam Web, and all these villain characters that they were trying to build around nothing, not even Spider-Man, just nothing. And so, the only movies that were successful is Venom 1, 2, and 3. Now, Morbius failed, Kraven failed, and Kraven is the recent failure, which is one of the worst failures in box office history. So, Jerry, how do you feel about what the Sony CEO said?
It's horrible. It's one of the worst things I've heard a CEO ever say. This is like, and I do think that critics can be too harsh on movies that don't deserve it. I do think the internet can rip up movies that don't deserve it, like The Flash. First of all, the Sony movies are horrible. Okay, they are so bad. Number one. Number two, like you're the CEO, bro. Like the buck stops with you. You are responsible. You don't get to blame everyone else when you fail, and then you don't get to blame everyone for doing their job. Okay, this is like when. Screw it. I'm just gonna say it. When the inflation got so bad a couple of years ago, and they changed the definition of the word recession to pretend the president was doing a good job, and the president came out and blamed the press for being too harsh on him. Okay, when it was your job, you changed definitions to pretend you're doing a good job, and now you want to blame the press because your movies suck. Okay. The Sony spinoff universe should have never happened, period. They got lucky that Venom was a decent movie and nobody thought it was going to be good. And that gave them the balls to push everything else that has been terrible. They haven't had a decent movie since the first Venom, okay? Everything else has been terrible. And you've damaged these characters. You've damaged your company's reputation. You've damaged the genre's reputation and added to this superhero fatigue nonsense. And you have the balls to come out and blame critics. It's insane. It's irresponsible. It's reckless. And it's one of the worst things I've ever heard of CEO.
Yeah, bro, this is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard anyone say in my life, bro. Because like yes, there are some good movies that fail at the box office. You and I can both attest to that, right? But like to sit here and say that all of the Sony movies are good, Madam Web, bro, Madam Web, where all of the spiders that even Peter got bit from is on some island in Africa. Like, I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, just be real. Let's be honest here. Sony. I mean, let's talk about Morbius, bro, where the movie failed and they tried to bring it back to theaters to resurrect it because a trolling tweet went viral. They got trolled into spending more money to put a movie back into theaters that no one watched. Mind you, I had to sit there. I was one of the ones that went and watched that crap. They had a picture of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man literally in the trailer and didn't show it when that's the only reason why people might have showed up. Then you have Michael Keaton's Vulture in this movie, and everyone's confused because this movie is supposed to be separate from what Tom Holland's Spider-Man is doing. I mean, let's just talk about that. I mean, the Sony itself, I mean, when it comes to the films, it has never been good. Now, I think the Venom one's I think all of the Venom films are trash, is my opinion. But I don't think they put out one good film. I think the Spider-Verse is where they struggled. And Jerry, what I always thought, bro, I thought that they were going to be like, oh, Spider-Verse, they like that. Let's do that times 10. I thought they were going to ditch the Sony universe and go with Spider-Verse. And we see that with Spider-Man, with the Spider-Man noir show that's coming out. Like, they're trying to build more around it. And it's like, why do you keep putting hundreds of millions of dollars into these characters? Aaron Taylor Johnson could have used him for something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a great actor. Hopefully he's Bond. That is wasted. You know what I mean? For no apparent reason. You know what I mean? All these great actors. Tom Hardy, wasted. Jared Leto, wasted.
You know, some of these people are like really, really unintelligent. The Amazon wanted to make James Bond female, okay? And like, they also wanted to make James Bond TV shows. And like, you don't understand, like, James Bond is a little different than comic book heroes. You know, comic book heroes, like, you could put out much more content, where James, like, for example, like James Bond, they have to keep it a little scarce because the following isn't as large and passionate as comic book fans. So they would never be able to pull off something, even though I'm going to give Stevie a point to argue on the two Batman thing, which I don't think he really should use, but I know he's going to use it anyway. It is like, you know, James Bond, you could never really do that because you need scarcity to keep the appeal. I know, but the point is I'm giving you the argument, and it's because you just like him as an actor, which is fine, but it's not the best argument when you're taking it. You're just picking the argument, whatever. Anyway, you know, a lot of these people are in these positions and they're not intelligent. And it goes back to, where's that stupid Steve Jobs quote? And not stupid, it's actually smarter than anything else we talked about today. But whatever. The thing I said before, you know, just because people are in positions of power and they have big jobs does not mean they are smart, okay? And a lot of the people who have built these things and are in these positions are no smarter than any of us are, okay? Granted, I think I'm smarter than everyone else here. No, I'm kidding. Kind of, not really. But, you know, listen, if you just bought the rights to James Bond and you want to make James Bond Jamie Bond, you are unintelligent.
Jamie Bond.
Unintelligent, Jane Bond, whatever the hell. You're unintelligent. You should not be working in entertainment. And you should go apply to the ACLU. I'm sure they'd love to have you. And if you don't know what it is, Google it. It's like a big liberal activist company. But, you know, these people are they're just not bright. Sony, like, it's insane that this happened. I'm sure Kevin Feige is livid. You know, the other thing here is
he's definitely pissed, bro.
He is, because
he's definitely heated.
What if he wanted to use one of these characters and he's like, well, now I don't want to use Kraven because fans have a bad taste in their mouth with Kraven. You just damaged Kraven's appeal. So, like, it's stupid. And it kind of goes back to that scarcity. And that, by the way, scarcity is an important thing that a lot of people don't think about, because that's why a lot of these actors don't have social media accounts, because they want low accessibility to them so they could get top dollar when they want to do an ad for Grey Goose vodka or whatever the case may be. You know, and they're not worth as much if you could just open up Instagram and, you know, see a selfie on their Instagram story that they took 3 hours ago. But yeah, it's terrible. And I also think Sony, you know, is unfairly treated by a lot of the fans. I think that Sony has done a lot of good, and I think a lot of fans overlook that because they're so obsessed with criticizing this spin-off universe that I think deserves it. I really do. I obviously do. But Sony also did both Spider-Verse movies. They've done every Spider-Man movie that you've ever seen. So, we've never gotten a bad Spider-Man movie, ever. You can make the case that TASM 2 is the worst one, but it's not a bad Spider-Man movie.
But TASM and as a whole is hated by a lot of people.
Not now. Now people are growing to love it. Probably because they don't have New York street level Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, here we go, dude. Here we go. Oh, here we go with the New York street level crap. Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, with the Sony CEO, it's just stupid, bro. It's just like even if you feel that way, you just don't say that. You know what I mean? Like that's like us being mad that video that we thought was going to do good didn't do views, and then saying it's you guys' fault. You tanked our video. No, the video just sucked. You know what I mean? It doesn't do good on views. Like don't blame the fans. Like you got to blame yourself and be better. And like you're trying to make a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man. I mean,
stupid.
Like, bro, there's levels of dumb. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and you know what would have been smart? They should have said this takes place in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man universe, and it all happened after TASM 2. So then you give the idea that Spider-Man at least exists in this universe.
Exactly. And mind you, all the movies are on different Earths. They're not even in the same universe.
It's
crazy, bro.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And it's done so much damage to these villains. And by the way, every one of these villains, Stevie will tell you, I read more comics than anyone. Spider-Man's one of my top characters. All of these villains are like some of the best villains in comics. Even Madam Web. Madam Web is slept on.
She's dope in the comics, bro.
She's dope.
Yes.
Okay. And like, good luck. If you were working at Marvel Studios, would you want to say Kevin Feige, hey, we should put Madam Web in a movie right now?
Or give her own movie. Like, it's ridiculous. And here's the other thing too, bro. They're picking great actors for these roles. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Dakota Johnson, Jared, whatever name, Jared something, Tom Hardy, all great actors for the roles. But
it's stupid, man. It's so dumb.
You do a vampire. I'm not gonna go there. Yeah, it's just wild. It's wild. All right, let's read some chats. Let's see. I'm wanting to buy comics, but not sure which ones to start with. Jerry started me with Hickman's Fantastic Four.
Did I start you with that?
Yeah, you told me to read that first, but I was going to tell her to start with Avengers.
Yeah, just start with Avengers. And don't waste your money on buying the comics. I know I'm like the only comic fanatic that will tell you this, but make your life easier. Download the app. Like, people are like, oh, you need to read them on paper because the experience is better. Dumb, regressive, live in the future. It's 2024. Download the app. Obviously, it's better if you have a tablet, but if you don't, do it on your iPhone. Download Marvel Unlimited. It's like $8, give or take a month. Look up Avengers Hickman, and the reading guide will come up for the Jonathan Hickman Avengers saga, and just follow that.
Yep. And I'm telling you, it is the greatest comic run I've ever read in my life. Hickman's Avengers is the greatest run of all time. It is that good. Like, like I was locked in every single issue. Dude, Secret Wars, I cried. Reading a book. That's how amazing it is, dude.
Yeah.
That's how amazing Hickman's, like the way that Hickman does it, bro. It's different.
When you read that comic, you're gonna be like, holy shit, I didn't realize comics could be this awesome. That's what you're gonna think.
So the name of the app is Marvel Unlimited. Marvel Unlimited. That's the name of that.
And guess what? You don't have to wait for it to come in the mail. You could start reading literally right now.
Yep. So, and I will say the Hickman's Fantastic Four is also fire too. But I would read Avengers first. First. Jonathan Hickman's Avengers. What's up, Wayne? He said I got into comics late, so I got all the knowledge from Comic Historian. Comic Historian's a goat, man. Comic Historian's a goat. And that's another thing too. If you don't want to read, watch Comics Explained or Comic Historian. Comics Explained has a 9-hour Secret Wars video where he just breaks it down like to a T. So, and we will be doing that too soon. But I'm saying, like, but if you want to watch it now, go to Comics Explain. Literally type in Comics Explain Jonathan Hickman's Avengers, and you'll find hundreds of freaking videos because Comics Explain, he loves his Avengers, and he just goes on tangents about it. Yeah, that dude, yo, bro, it's so hilarious. Like, you know which comics is a good because Comics Explain, like a comic that he doesn't like, bro, he'll only do like 10 minutes. But any Hickman comic is over an hour.
It's funny you say that because I was thinking I just want to go through his YouTube, not to watch the videos, but to see which ones he talks about to find recommendations.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Comics Explained 2. His energy just isn't as high, but he has more details. Yeah, bro. Comics Explained is crazy knowledgeable, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, he's one of the guys from the YouTube space that I think could go to like one of these like studios and actually like tell people what the character is, how they need to do it, like, etc. Like, he's one of those dudes, one of those few. Comics tell you more about the characters. I feel like, yes, comics do tell you more about the characters as well.
Yeah, right. If you really want to get to know that, bro, nothing tops the source material. You got to keep that in mind. Like, if you want to get to know the lore, the characters, all that, the source material is number one.
1000%. Let's read this. Let's read some YouTube chats here. Let's see. Personally, I regret them putting Spider-Man in the MCU. Oh, wait, we read that. Fine, pause. Right, finally, you said it, bro. Thank you. Dude, John Francis Daly and his partner made a great script, grounded, and Disney and Marvel made them add so much that bogged it down. For Spider-Man? I got to take a look into that. Oh, they're my Homecoming. The fairy scene makes me sad. It looks so empty and dry. And what they did to Mary Jane. See, I liked MJ. No, Anya, join the DCU. What role would you want Anya Taylor-Joy to play? How is this man not fired yet? Yeah, the Sony CEO facts. Bro, the fact they could have used Spider-Man this whole time is insane and borderline insulting. Agree. I'm sorry, Sony needs to sell the Spider-Man rights. I don't care if Marvel doesn't do street level, so I'm tired of Sony selling. They will never sell their Spider-Man rights, bro. Never in a million years. Spider-Man is so profitable. Like, you also got to take the fact this is the Spider-Man games as well. We get these great Spider-Man video games because of Sony. Now, I understand if you're saying they should shop over their characters to be borrowed in the MCU. I'm totally with that. But if we're talking Sony video games and all the digital stuff, now Marvel does have rights to the Spider-Man TV shows and stuff, but Sony does have those game rights, and I don't think you want them touching. You don't want Disney to touch any games, and I don't even think that they would take Spider-Man games. And by the way, and also, and Jerry, I'm not sure if you would agree. A lot of these companies can't afford Spider-Man, like to buy him outright. Like Spider-Man, like look, Star Wars was expensive. Spider-Man is way more expensive than Star Wars. Yeah, way more expensive.
100%.
Disney cannot afford that.
Also, you have to keep in mind, like I always say, Spider-Man is the best managed character in the game, and because of that, the movies, the popularity, all of it. I mean, he's just if you were making a movie right now, would you want to make a Spider-Man movie or a Star Wars movie? And I'm not talking about the creative process. I'm saying, would you want to collect the profit? To dumb it down, would you want to collect the profit on a Spider-Man movie or a Star Wars movie? And I know some people would say, well, all the Star Wars movies cost $1 billion. Bro, that was almost 10 years ago, okay? We're winning the culture war right now. And Star Wars, they are doing a lot of damage. You know who's who I follow them, and I've never actually listened to their podcast, but I really, really like their takes on Star Wars. I see their videos on Instagram all the time. They go by Trooper Talks. It's two guys. They know their craft. Yeah. And they wear the
mask.
The Trooper masks. Anyway, like, he made a really good point. He was like, I think that when they make a show that is about like,
sorry, go ahead.
He was like, I think when they make a show that are like further to the side characters, they like Kathleen Kennedy and co. isn't as involved or as restrictive with what they could do. So these shows like Andor or Mandalorian have been the best Star Wars shows. And then the shows that are like more closer to the Jedis, like he didn't like Ahsoka, so he included Ahsoka, but Ahsoka and what's the other one that came out recently? What?
Boba Fett show?
Oh, well, that too, Boba Fett. And no, but the other one with Amanda Stenberg. Acolyte. He was like, all those shows are terrible, and those are the ones that should be the best.
Yeah, I agree. Even though I love Ahsoka, so they triple.
I like Ahsoka too.
Yeah, Ahsoka's dope. I don't know what they're saying. They tripping about that one. Yeah, like and that's the thing. Like, and that's my fear with Ahsoka season 2, because anything they see that that catches fire, they try to ruin it. You know what I'm saying? That's why Mando season 3 was so bad.
Yeah.
Also, use your public library and study facts. Yo, by the way, like, fun fact about this: when I was a kid, I forget the name. I used to get comics all the time, and there was this fire X-Men comic I read, bro. I literally I didn't bring it back to the library. My parents had to pay for it, and I kept it.
Oh, I forgot. I'm also reading the entire like modern X-Men catalog. I'm pretty far into Grant Morrison's new X-Men, and then I already started it in the past, but I'm going to go back to it and start it from the beginning, which comes after it, which is Astonishing X-Men, and Joss Whedon actually wrote it.
Yeah. Wait, do they make Star Wars comics? Okay, so with Star Wars comics, right? So Disney kind of has, and they're on the Marvel Unlimited app. They have their own line of Star Wars comics, but there's a comic line called Star Wars Legends, where basically it's the continued story after Return of the Jedi. Now, what happened was a bunch of fans, wrote basically a bunch of Star Wars stories, and I'm gonna lie, Luke is like viewed as basically like God. So, but Star Wars Legends is awesome, and what it's going to do is going to make you hate Lucasfilm. It's going to make you hate them, because when you read the stuff that happened, you're going to be like, Mara Jade, what? Luke's son? Like, you're going to be like, yeah, this, like, the sequels are just worthless. So yeah, they do have some cool stuff though. Anya's Black Canary. No, I don't like that. Sydney Sweeney as Black Canary. Yes. Do y'all have an Instagram page? Yes. So Jerry's Instagram is Comic Cuts. Mine's is Superhero Cuts. Then we have a separate another page where we cover fantasy and action called Spectrum Cuts. And same thing with you and with YouTube as well. We have the Spectrum Cuts YouTube channel where we cover fantasy, action, and more. Anya for Stargirl. She would never play something like that. Arya for Harley Quinn. I could see that. I can see her playing Harley Quinn. Triple O Anya for Stephanie Brown. Quadruple O Anya for Tara. Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, now the last topic of the night. Now, this was a rumor, but now it's confirmed. He posted a whole picture with his trainer, and they were like, yeah, we're training Charlie Cox for Avengers Doomsday. How do you feel about Daredevil being in Doomsday? Like, were you already expecting this with the show?
I wasn't sure what they were going to do. I love it. I know, like, if you didn't read comics, you wouldn't know that Daredevil could be a versatile character. Mm-hmm. But, the thing that Marvel has done really well with Daredevil comics is they have, like, each run has, like, a different feel to it, which is also why I say you got to really, if you really want to know a character, you can't just read one run. You got to read multiple, whatever. But Daredevil, like, you could make him not as, like, dark and gritty. And granted, he's still going to be Daredevil, but you could put him into situations that aren't, like, Hell's Kitchen gritty, and it works. You just need to have the right person making it and writing him and all that kind of stuff.
For sure, bro. Yeah. So I'm super hyped about sorry, my phone fell. I'm super hyped about him being in Avengers as well. Like, I remember when I was reading Avengers versus X-Men. I was shocked that he was even in the freaking comic. I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, how does he, you know what I mean? Like, it's little things like that you said that show that he's a versatile character and that he can fit into this, universe in a larger way. And so I'm really excited to see him really show up. And I think he'll have some good fighting scenes as well. It's gonna be fun seeing him in there. Seeing him interact with Spider-Man and Captain America and stuff like that. It's gonna be fun. And my guess is whatever's going on in the street level world, I guess, or like on the ground, that's probably where he'll be. So he's gonna be cooking up some people, maybe some Doom bots or something. So that's gonna be fun. So we got one more chat here. I love Daredevil. He's gonna get his A whooped by Dr. Doom. I mean, you're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
you're not wrong about that. And by the way, just got it. I say this every time. We cannot wait for that show, bro. Woo!
Which show?
Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Isn't it coming out like soon?
March. I'm pretty sure March.
That's
either
crazy.
February or March. I forget. Can you check real fast?
Yeah.
I forget the day. I think it's February or March.
March 4th. That's
early.
Literally like 64 days away.
That's early, man. Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're gonna have our work cut out for us.
I hope they drop all episodes at once. I don't think they will, but it's so annoying because when Netflix first came out, they would just the season's up. Here you go, enjoy, and then everyone had to make a streamer, and then people had to start being like, "Oh, I'm going to cancel this because I'm done with this show. I'm going to resubscribe here." So to keep subscribers, they, will drop it once a week. So that way, if they drop 8 episodes, you have to subscribe for 2 months instead of 1.
Yep. Also, from a content creator standpoint, weekly is better because we can just farm views for like 8 weeks.
That is true.
It makes it easier. So I'm not really against it, but I do wish it drop all once. Like it's like, bro, it's like they'll go week to week on freaking on this, but then for Echo they give us all the episodes. Like it's like, bro, come on. So, and I bet you for Friendly Neighbor Spider-Man, we're going to get all the episodes, all 10.
Yeah. They just want to get it done with.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, we're going to end it here. Just want to say, man, we hope you guys have a happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And look, guys, we will have a video coming out on New Year's Day because the grind don't stop. So, we don't really take breaks on how, obviously we're not recording, but you'll see videos coming out every day. So we are really hyped for 2025, and we hope that you guys join us as we go through this era of the MCU where I think we're going to be ramping up to Avengers and the start of the DCU. And also come with us to Spectrum because you got to understand, we're going to be covering Mission Impossible. So that's going to be everything. Yes. And Jerry and I have talked, and we are figuring out how we're going to do it, but we want to do this same style, the podcast style, topic for topic, but on Spectrum. So please subscribe to Spectrum because that is also on our channel where you'll see this same style, but we'll be talking about, Harry Potter, James Bond, Mission Impossible, Invincible, and other things. So please subscribe, guys, and have a wonderful day, and peace out.
Peace.